Hello, Jyoth.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I am fine. How are you?
Fine.
Okay, so today we will be continuing the lesson, The Necklace, from where we had
Hmm.
stopped previously. We will continue from there.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Okay.
you have understood the outline of the chapter?
Yes.
Okay. Now I am starting. Okay, shall I begin?
Yes.
One evening, her husband returned elated, bearing in his hand a large envelope. Here he said, "Here is something for you." So, what happened one evening? He bought an invitation for her and he gave it to her. And so, what happened? She was not happy with that. Okay. She quickly
Hmm.
took out a printed card on which were inscribed these words: "The Minister of Republic Instruction and Madame George Raponu asked the honor of M and Meme Loisel's company Monday evening,
Hmm.
January 18th, at the minister's residence." So what happened? It was an official invitation, and the husband thought that the wife will be very happy, she'll be elated, but instead of being happy, she became angry. Instead of being delighted as her husband had hoped, she threw the invitation spitefully upon the table, murmuring, "What do you suppose I want with that?" So she threw the envelope and she threw the card also, the printed
Hmm.
card, and then she told that, "What am I supposed to do with this?" Then what did he say?
Hmm.
"But my dearie, I thought it would make you happy. You never go out, and this is an occasion and a fine one. Everybody wishes one, and it is very select. Not many are given to employees. You will see the whole official world there." So what did the husband say?
Hmm.
The husband told that, "Why are you getting angry? I thought you'll be happy to get this invitation, because we generally don't go out." So we are given the information
Hmm.
that they generally don't go out. They spend their evenings or their time at their house only, and they are not they don't go to parties. So when he got an invitation, the husband was very happy, but the wife was
Hmm.
not happy. And the husband is
Hmm.
trying to explain her that there you will meet different types of people, and you will meet all the official world of the people of his office. And so there is a reason to be
Hmm.
happy, but you are not being happy, and instead of that you are sulking. She looked at him
Hmm.
with an irritated eye and declared impatiently, "What do you suppose I have to wear to such a thing as that?" Then she gave, like we sometimes when we are angry with someone, what do? We don't speak. We just give a look. Suppose, we look like this now. So she also gave a very hard
Hmm.
look, and then she told that, "Okay, you are thinking that it is a matter of great pleasure, but what am I supposed to wear? I don't have something gorgeous to wear in this party." He had not thought of that. Now see, all the lines here expresses the character of the husband and wife both. Wife is a central character, that is Matilda, and every information given in the paragraph wise points out to their character. Now husband is a simple person. He didn't even think about that, oh, that my wife, instead of being,
Hmm.
she will behave like this. So he did not have any words to say. That is why he was stammering. "Why, the dress you wear when we go to the theater, it seems very pretty to me." He was silent, stupefied, in dismay at the sight of his wife weeping. Then he told that, "Why, you have so many pretty dresses. You can wear the one which we go to when we go to theater." Now, this is an old story. In those era, there was not cinema halls. So the theater was a
Hmm.
kind of entertainment for people, and people used to go and watch dramas, live plays. So that was there. He suggested that you can wear that dress. But what she did, instead of being happy or discussing, she started weeping. And when she started weeping, the husband felt very bad, like he felt emotionally churned up. And then he told that, "Okay, okay, you please don't weep. I have saved certain
Hmm.
amount and I will give it to you. You go and buy uh, a, a dress of your choice." Okay, but
Hmm.
he had saved, the husband had saved some money for his enjoyment. He wanted to buy a gun and he wanted to go shooting with his friends during the summer. That time all these sports where people used to do that. So he thought that if the wife is crying, let me sacrifice this amount. Okay, so this is also showing a aspect of his character, that he utterly loves his wife and he wants to please her, and make her happy, so that at least she can be happy and buy a new dress and she will join him in the party. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He stammered, "What is the matter? What is the matter?" By a violent effort, she had controlled her vexation and responded in a calm voice, wiping her moist cheeks, "Nothing, only I have no dress and consequently I cannot go to this affair. Give your card to some colleague whose wife is better fitted out than I." Then what did she say? She wiped her tears from a moist cheek, and then she told that, "See, I am not the right person for this party, and I am not even fit enough to join this party of yours. You please kindly give this invitation to someone else whose wife is fitted enough to join the party. I am not going to do that." When she told, then the husband's heart melted and he gave the amount to her. He was grieved, but answered, "Let us see, Matilda, how much would a suitable costume cost? Something that would serve for other occasions, something very simple." Then he told that, "Okay, okay, you wait, please don't cry. We will arrange something. You can buy a new dress. Okay, I have some amount of money, and you buy a new dress."
Hmm.
She reflected for some seconds, thinking of a sum that could ask for without bringing with an immediate refusal and a frightened explanation from the economical clerk. So now see how the writer has written that she considered her husband as an economical clerk, means he cannot spend a huge amount of money on things like dresses and on dresses and things like, which are not considered very important. Okay, they were not very poor. They had a comfortable house. They had a decent living. But suppose spending on dresses sometimes is not considered that good. No, okay, why to spend on dresses? So she thought for a second. Then she told that, "Okay, can I think in about 400 francs I might be able to arrange a pretty dress." Okay. Finally, she said in a hesitating voice, "I cannot tell exactly, but it seems to me that 400 francs ought to cover it." Then now she's also telling that why she did not want to give a large amount, so that the husband will automatically say, "No, no, I cannot spend so much on the dress." That is why she thought for a while, and then she told that, "Okay, 400 francs I think is enough, so I will try to get a decent dress in that amount." He turned a little pale, for he had saved just this amount to buy a gun that he might be able to join some hunting parties the next summer. So you underline this or put it in the brackets. So see, everybody has some certain wishes and desires. Now her husband has also thought of buying a gun for himself, so that he could join some party with his male friends, and he can go in for hunting. So but then that is why he turned pale, but he did not show any disapproval, or he did not discuss anything with his wife. And he told, "Okay, okay, I have that much amount, I am going to give you, and you please arrange a decent dress for you." Okay. Nevertheless, he answered, "Very well, I will give you 400 francs, but try to have a pretty dress." Underline this also, because sometimes these lines can be quoted and the questions can be asked. Okay. The day of the ball approached, and Meme Loisel seemed sad, disturbed, anxious. Now the day of the party arrived, and now see, this is Meme here is this is a French story written by a French writer. So it is a way to address females. Meme, M and E, Meme Loisel seemed sad. So as the day of the party approached, she was disturbed and she was anxious and she was feeling very sad and she was feeling very low. Then again the husband asked that why are you feeling so sad and feeling so low. Then she told that yes, I have somehow arranged a pretty dress, but I have nothing, I have no jewelry to wear with it. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Nevertheless, the dress was nearly ready. Her husband said to her one evening, "What is the matter with you? You have acted strangely for 2 or 3 days." Okay, again he's asking that now I have given you the amount for you to buy a dress. You have already arranged a dress. Then what is disturbing you? Why are you behaving strangely? As she responded,
Hmm.
I am vexed not to have a jewel, nothing to adorn myself with. I shall have such a poverty stricken look. I would prefer not to go to this party. Underline these lines also. Now, every time, at last, what does she say? I don't want to go to the party. Why? Because she knows that the husband will say that, no, no, come on. Why are you not? Why don't you want to join the party? So again, she said that, see, I have arranged a beautiful dress, but now I am very sad because I don't have a jewel to wear, and without a nice jewel, I will look like I will have a poverty stricken look. So I don't want to go to the party. It's better you only. He replied, "You can wear some natural flowers in this season. They look very chic." So he told
Hmm.
that, okay, even if you don't have jewels, you can wear some seasonal natural flowers and it will look really beautiful and it will look very fashionable also. Chic here means
Hmm.
fashion. But then she was not convinced. "No," she replied, "there is nothing more humiliating than to have a shabby air in the midst of rich women." Please underline, all these things are showing the character of Matilda. Okay. She has everything, and every line is pointing that she's having everything, and her husband is also so supportive, but still she's not satisfied with whatever she has, and that is the biggest mistake which she makes, because she borrows a jewel from her friend, and then she is disturbed throughout her life. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
This is the turning point of the story. You can mark it, because the moment she decides to borrow a jewel from her friend, that moments change her life drastically. Okay. Now, Jyoth, before I continue, I want to ask you something. Now, are you
Hmm.
liking Matilda? You are reading about her. We have read about 3-4 pages, and we have
Hmm.
discussed the character of Matilda. Now, do you like her? Are you liking her as a central character of the story?
No.
No, but I like her. Why don't you like? Like, what is the reason for disliking her?
Hmm. Ma'am, she is never satisfied with what she has, and she always wants more things. So,
Okay. Yes. So your point is correct, because you can have your own opinion, but I don't dislike this lady. I am having a sympathetic attitude towards her, because see, she is thinking good about her. ना, तो अपने आप अपने लिए अच्छा सोचना is bad क्या? If we think good about us, if we want something in life, तो क्या वो बुरा है? Is it bad for us? Then why the character?
no.
Then we can discuss this. No, why should we term her as a bad woman, or she's not good, and why should we dislike her? She's thinking good about herself. So why
Hmm.
I'm not disliking her. I am having a feeling of like sympathy towards her. Okay, what mistake she does is that she could have been more careful with the jewel. That because see,
Hmm.
after reading the story, we find that she's suffering. No, the central character of the story is suffering. So that does not make us like, I don't feel I feel bad for her. Okay. So yes, she is a little bit selfish. She is sadistic. She's not satisfied with what she's having, but that doesn't make her a
Hmm.
bad character, does it?
No.
Yes, so that is in literature, because this is a story, you can always have your own opinion, and it does not, every character has its own beauty. Okay, now this
Hmm.
character has, like, yes, we are like, we are reading, we are from every line we can understand that yes, she's not being satisfied with her life, and she has a loving husband, a beautiful house, but she's not satisfied with that. But that doesn't make her bad. Okay. Okay, so this is the beauty
Okay.
of literature, that we can always we can understand the human emotions. We can understand
Hmm.
what emotion she is going through, and if she's thinking something good for her, that doesn't make her all in all bad. Okay, She has some traits that are negative, but she's not all in all a bad character. Okay, we can think of her as in this light also, in this perspective also. Okay, clear? So if you look her with through this the perspective, maybe that you will understand the lesson even better, and you could frame your answers in a more proper way. Okay, that is the reason I just stopped and discussed this aspect with you. Okay. Now you got it?
Yes.
Okay. So shall we move ahead? Then what the husband says that yes, you will look fashionable if you wear those natural flowers, but she doesn't agree. Okay. Then he says she was not convinced. No, she replied, there's nothing more humiliating than a shabby air in the midst of a rich woman. Have you underlined these lines? Then her husband cried out, how stupid we are. Go and find your friend Meme Forestier and ask her to lend you her jewels. Then the husband only suggests, we just forgot. You have such a nice friend and you could go to her house and she can lend you some of her jewels. Okay. She uttered a cry of joy. Now she became very happy. Yes, that's true. I have such a pretty dress, and if I borrow a very nice jewelry, I'll be the center of attraction in the party. Okay. I had not thought of that. The next day, she took herself to her friend's house and related her story of distress. Meme Forestier went to her closet, took out her large jewel case, bought it, opened it, and said, choose, my dear. So see, her friend is so kind. She when she discussed her problem with a friend, she just opened the closet and she brought all the boxes, and then she told, you can choose it yourself. You choose the one you like, and I have no issues. You can borrow any one of them. Okay. She saw at first some bracelets, then a collar of pearls, then a Vatican cross of gold and jewels of admirable workmanship. She tried the jewels before the glass, hesitated, but could neither decide to take them nor leave them. Then she asked, have you nothing more? So she was so excited. She went on trying some pieces, some bracelets, some pearl sets, okay, some Venetian cross gold sets and all. But then she was not satisfied. Then again, in a very, like, she was hesitant. But then she asked her friend, like, do you have any other thing? Then she told, okay, you just have a look yourself. You look in my closet yourself, and you can choose the jewelry of your choice. Okay. She discovered in a black satin box a superb necklace of diamonds. Her hands trembled as she took it out. She placed it about her throat against her dress, and she was ecstatic. Then she asked in a hesitating voice, full of anxiety, could you lend me this? Only this. Okay, now see, she's not satisfied with the jewels which her friend had shown her previously. Then the friend asked that you can look on your own. You can see in the closet of your choice. You can choose any jewels. Then she opened a box where she found a diamond necklace. Now I had already told you the story that she thinks that it is a diamond necklace, but that necklace was a fake one. It was not a diamond necklace. It was kept in a black satin box, and it was it looked exactly like a pure diamond necklace. So this is also a turning point of the story, because she thinks, and see her tone. Now she is thinking that the necklace is of real diamonds, and that is why when she's asking for her friend, her voice, her tone changes. How is she asking? She's asking in hesitating voice, full of anxiety. Why? Because she was not sure that anybody will give her the pure diamond necklace to her. Okay, that is why she was hesitant and full of anxiety. Then she asked in a very low voice, can you please lend me this? So okay, that means she's not sure that the friend will lend it to her, because she's thinking that that necklace is made up of diamonds and she might refuse it. That is why her tone and her voice is full of anxiety. Okay, clear? So up till here, clear? Okay. Now what happens? She fell upon the neck of a friend, embraced her with passion, and then went away with her treasure. Her friend was casual. Why? Because the friend knew that those were not the real diamonds. So she told that yes, certainly you can take them. And then what happened? She was full of joy, and she just hugged her friend, embraced her with passion, and then she went away with the treasure. Now the language used by the writer is, see, the writer is also, because I had already told you previously that this writer, he also had an element of surprise and twist in the story. So he is also building up the story that yes, she took away the treasure. The person who will be the readers who are reading the story for the first time will also imagine that yes, she borrowed a diamond necklace. Okay, because we have already discussed the story, you also know that that was a fake necklace, and I also know it was a fake necklace. But the writer is building up the atmosphere of tension for us. Okay, now she has borrowed a necklace of diamond. Then here we have also certain doubts in our mind that okay, she has borrowed this necklace, it might get if she loses it, or if she doesn't handle it with care. So here the atmosphere of tension has also been built up, and we are also, the story is becoming more engrossing, like we are getting engrossed in the story. Are you not getting engrossed in the story? You are liking the story or not? Okay, so up till here clear? The day of the ball arrived. Meme Loisel was a great success. She was the prettiest of all, elegant, gracious, smiling, and full of joy. Underline this line. So the day of the party arrived, and she was a great success. Everybody was admiring her, and she herself was full of joy. And all the men noticed her, asked her name, and wanted to be presented. So she was she became the admiration of the party, and everybody wanted to talk to her. And this all made her really very happy. Why? Because this is the thing she always imagined for herself. So now she was, this was a short moment, but then still she was enjoying the moment, and she was liking it a lot. Okay. She danced with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure, thinking of nothing but all this admiration, this victory so complete and sweet to her heart. Underline this, she danced with enthusiasm, intoxicated with pleasure, thinking of nothing but all this admiration, this victory so complete and sweet to her heart. Please underline the entire line. So what happened? Now she was so full of joy. She was intoxicated with pleasure. Intoxicated means she had just forgotten who she was. Okay. She thought that I'm wearing such a pretty dress. Upon that, I'm wearing a diamond necklace, and everybody is noticing me. And so she was in her own world. She forgot the reality. And she was just simply enjoying the unreal world. Okay, the unreal world which she had created or imagined for herself. Okay, are you understanding? So that is why it is written intoxicated with pleasure, and this type of atmosphere was so sweet to her heart. So this is also an element of romanticism has been created. There is a subtlety here that readers can also feel that yes, she is enjoying the moment. She has turned into altogether a different kind of human being, and she is enjoying her own world, the world which she created for herself. So that is what the writer wants. Writer has also created this, and he also wants us to feel how Matilda is feeling at this moment. Okay, clear? So shall I stop till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so have you understood properly?
Yes.
Okay, before I end the class, I want to repeat my question. Now, are you liking Matilda, or are you still disliking her?
I'm liking also and disliking also.
Okay, so both the emotions parallel. Okay, good. I feel happy when my students have the opinion of their own. It is good. There's means you should not. You should always follow your own instincts. Because so that you will understand the lesson properly. Okay, so how was today's class?
Fine.
Okay, can I end?
Yes.
Please read the text. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.